Welcome back to Stream It. It's been like a month, but this is still season 5.
That's right. No, yeah, definitely the same season.
Yeah, we only made it 3 episodes in. To
Yeah,
season
Yeah.
5.
yeah.
So,
Got to give the people more action.
yeah.
There was a writer's strike.
Yeah.
there was.
It happens, a couple times a year usually. Got some very picky writers.
Yeah.
Me. It's just me. So, we're going to talk about Marvel this episode.
Yeah, I feel like I can't see you guys. There we
Because
go.
I know. I couldn't see you.
There we go. That's better.
You need the ping pong seat.
Yeah.
It's been like a Marvel year. So, we've talked about a lot of.
Is that a pun?
Oh,
I
that
love
wasn't
that.
intended to be a pun. But that was pretty good.
That was really good.
It's a Marvel year.
A Marvel year.
Huh.
So, we're going to talk about Moon Knight, Spider-Man, and whatever else comes to mind.
Yeah.
But first, we have an opening question again from Tom. If you could be a normal, non-special person living in any TV or movie universe, what would it be?
Wow.
You gave some examples, but I don't know if I should say them because then that might sway
Right.
our
Right.
answers.
So it's tough because like I guess I think in terms of like how much destruction can you stand around you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Cuz like yeah, maybe you'd want to live in like the Lord of the Rings and just be like a blacksmith.
Right.
But
You wouldn't want to be in like San Andreas with that movie with The Rock.
no.
Just natural
It's the worst
disaster.
ending,
Just like-
living in San
That
Francisco
sounds
during
very
San Andreas.
stressful.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that actually eliminates like a lot of those like intense action movies.
But I guess like the way I kind of imagined it is like you had to kind of choose between Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Jurassic Park. You have to kind of pick one of those disaster ones. So
Otherwise, it's just like normal life. right?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you just choose like some odd like a world where the Willy Wonka chocolate factory is real? You
Yeah.
know?
Well, it's kind of on the nose, I feel like, but the Star Wars, like, that'd be sweet to have, even if you didn't have the Force, but also the intergalactic travel. Like,
I mean, how sweet would it be just to be just like a transport driver? You know?
right? That's what
It's
I mean.
like,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
just like, gonna go hyperspeed, and here we are, we're there, and like,
The only thing
this
is
a
like
new planet you can explore.
there's
and
always here's the rub. There's always the threat of your planet just getting blown up.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
pretty
What if
common.
you worked like for Nat Geo, but in the Star Wars? So you just like went to different planets and like took pictures.
We're in
and,
Tatooine here. Check it out, 2 moons.
yeah, look
for
at how they
suns.
interact together.
Yeah.
Like you could have. I mean, that's endless content if that was your job.
They have like the sports, like the ESPN, but like for like pod racing. in
Right,
Star
right.
Wars.
Yeah.
They have like the commentators.
There's so many normal jobs you could have in Star Wars that would be so much better because it's in Star Wars.
I was actually leaning towards Star Wars.
Yeah, I think it's the intergalactic and it's so big, and hyperspeed allows you to like travel and like there's like a whole lot to it.
I think me too, because even if you chose like Marvel, if you're not a hero, which in this case you wouldn't be, it's basically just life now.
Right, except there's
But-
actual real villains in the world.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing you got to worry about there is there's 3 of us. One of us is getting blipped. Like, you know?
True.
Oh, yeah.
So,
For 5 years.
and then
Yeah,
you
that
think
doesn't sound fun.
of DC, whole city's just decimated.
No.
I mean, same with Marvel, but
The
but
villains would
DC's
actually.
boring.
The villains would be super scary. Like even
Right.
if you have heroes, just knowing that like the Joker was like running around your town, you'd be like that.
yeah, I
what
feel like
stay at home, lock them
people
up.
just like going to the grocery store in Gotham are just like, oh yeah, there's a guy that's a half penguin. I could walk in here and there's a
Very
bunch of
scary.
penguins around. I don't know what that's gonna mean.
Yeah.
It's like
Um,
with Civil War, Captain America Civil War is basically just about that, where they beat a villain, but they're like, yeah, you killed an entire city. Like, someone's like, my son was in that building, thanks a lot.
Jeez, yeah.
So that would be like normal life.
Yeah.
The one other one it's kind of on the verge. But Harry Potter, if you could be like just to someone at the school,
Yeah.
but not necessarily like if you were just a Muggle, then you just like would be a Muggle, like it's
Right.
now.
Forgot
But
about Harry Potter.
if you could be like not a main character,
That's probably
you
my
don't have to
answer.
fight Voldemort, but you could just like go to Hogwarts and like learn magic and like
Right. Yeah, no, that's the
spells
best
and
one.
stuff.
That's a good. I didn't even think of that.
I feel like that
Because
would be a good one.
The way I originally like framed the question when I said it to Sarah is basically you're an NPC, non-playable character.
Yeah.
So you're just someone they pass in the hall.
Right.
So you're at
Yeah.
Hogwarts. You're just going to potions class.
Practicing spells and playing
Yeah.
Quidditch, like they gotta play against somebody, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's the answer.
that's a fun one.
I think I'll stick with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you know 45 years ago yesterday was when A New Hope was released?
Wow.
I heard that. I saw a tweet.
It's a long time.
It's crazy.
It is. Off the top of my head, those are the two that jump out, I think.
Yeah, and then you think the other one, because the class today was watching Jurassic Park, I was like, that's terrifying.
Same, yeah, that's like the villain. Like,
You're not getting away from a raptor.
no.
No. I guess.
Although it would be really cool, like the Branos, if there was just like a place you could go to like see them.
If I could have spent that first day at Jurassic Park, just like Isla Nublar,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
go there, hop in a Jeep, drive around.
Grand opening.
This is sweet. I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I have something to do tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, that I would dig that.
Yeah.
And now in the new one, they're like literally in like America.
Yeah,
So they're just like
Yeah.
which
next
is,
door.
I mean, all these sequel trilogies are like, they kind of came to America in the Lost World, I think. So it's like you're just kind of recycling this. It's very
Yeah,
The Force Awakens.
I think there's just more dinosaurs
Yeah.
this time.
Well,
That works. I guess one like I wouldn't want this, but like it could be kind of cool, like Finding Nemo. Like if you were just like one of the fish, but if it looked like that, it would be cool. But the way the ocean really is would be terrifying.
yeah.
Like
You'd
at
want to be
night-
like,
imagine at night in the
you-
ocean, like.
you'd just want to be like a whale. You know, top of the food chain.
But I mean like an animated whale.
Yeah. I'm just saying you want to be top of the food chain because you're
Right.
what's going on,
True.
you know?
Yeah.
Maybe like an octopus. I don't know
Fish
what
and friends,
eats.
not food, so you'd be okay.
Yeah, maybe with those
I'm
three
just
guys.
saying, like, something like that, like a ecosystem that you could just
Mhm.
be a part of that they could only do with like animation.
Right. Like a Bug's Life, you're just an ant, a worker ant.
Just a worker ant.
You're freaking out when
Or
there's a
imagine if
gap
you
in
were
the
a
line.
toy and you knew Woody.
Yeah.
You were like, I don't know, a little action figure. That'd be cool.
But now is the action figure me? Just like it's me.
Just like sitting next
A
to
really small Tom.
Andy's coming.
I guess that would be a stressful life too.
You can't be yourself.
I don't know. I don't think it's that stressful.
You wouldn't have to eat. They don't eat, right?
I love eating.
That's true.
That's
Me too.
kind of a
Come
bummer.
on. Yeah.
Can't
But
sleep.
if you were like never hungry and you were just good, like I don't know. Yeah, I guess eating's more fun.
Must get kind of boring sometimes.
Yeah.
If they can't leave the bedroom.
Yeah, what if they're on family vacation? He only takes Buzz and Woody. It's like, actually, no. Then you're
It's
awake the
every
whole time.
movie.
All right.
You're just
Buzz and
awake.
Woody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think the animated ones do open up some kind of like make you think about it a little
Mhm.
bit. But
I guess I'd want to be, if we're talking animated, just a person living in the village in Luca, just like walking around eating awesome pasta. And
same
like,
thing with Arendelle.
That's a good one.
I feel like Arendale's so nice and frozen.
yeah, especially on Coronation Day, you get all that food.
Yeah.
But it freezes over.
Well, only if
Several.
only if Elsa is having a hard time.
But the whole town freezes over.
Not like every year though. It's only
That's
when
true.
there's like. Like,
yeah.
that would
Oh,
be
yeah.
hard.
When she was having a hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's good now.
I mean, if you bring animation into it, if you can just live in a magical town like in Encanto, I mean, now we're talking.
Mm.
Right. If you're one of the like villagers that like like saw them, I don't know. Yeah.
And not that you would ever choose Stranger Things, but I was just thinking about how in season 3, like half the town gets turned into like that rat monster.
Yeah.
Or like zombie movies.
And yeah, oh no.
You
I
just
would
be a
die
zombie.
immediately. Oh, you could be a
Or
zombie.
you could be a person. I don't know.
But
You could
to
have both.
become a zombie, it sucks. You got to get bit.
Yeah.
That's no fun.
Probably not. Yeah.
I think Hogwarts is Harry Potter universe is for me. What'd you choose?
I don't know. I said.
You got to pick. That's the whole point.
Uh,
Sarah picked Star Wars. I picked HP.
But I said both of them. Both.
You just why don't you go with Finding Nemo?
All right, I'll go with Finding Nemo. I'm gonna be a
If I
fish.
could be anything in the world, it would be a fish.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Would you be a puffer fish, a clownfish?
Oh, I feel like I'd make
Swordfish?
A good puffer fish. No, or a whale. Or
Oh.
a shark. Maybe I'd be Bruce.
Oh, I mean, yeah, get on top of the food chain. Forget
That'd be
about it.
cool.
Speaking of Marvel, let's talk about it. So we all finished Moon Knight. That's the one good thing about us having waited this long.
When we say we all did, we mean I mostly almost have one episode left.
Oh, I thought
But
you did.
I didn't though. But we can talk about it.
I think we can talk about it spoiler free.
I thought it was very unique with the whole Egyptian, like, history and all that. And I don't know. Yeah, it was wild. Him like grappling with himself, being like two different people in the same body. Just a wild like premise. They're just like crazy that they came up with that. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I like that it was super standalone too. Like you could go into this not having seen any
Yeah.
other Marvel movies. It felt like its own thing.
Yeah.
So I like that. And it was like completely different. It wasn't like I guess he's a hero or like a anti-hero,
Yeah.
but like it wasn't just like a super strong like Captain America kind of hero. It was like creepy almost and
Yeah.
like afterlife kind of thing.
Right.
and-
Right. Yeah, the gods were kind of wild. That they like were a part of. I don't know. It was a whole nother. Like we haven't seen anything like this with Marvel. You know.
Mhm.
So
So my one thing, if I may, you saying super standalone, which it was, which brings me to a point that you have kind of made before, is like, what was the point? What was the point of that if you're just going to have, I don't know if there's another season, there's like 6 episodes of, it just seems like every decision they made in the Infinity Saga, there was a point to it.
yeah.
Even showing Natasha and Quicksilver, or not Natasha, Wanda and Quicksilver at the end of a movie in the cutscene. It was like there was some enhanced. Then they showed up in Ultron. Everything had a point. Then with the shows, they've done like WandaVision set up Doctor Strange. Then what was the next one? Falcon and Winter Soldier. That like was like, okay, here's the problem with, like racism in patriotism. Like they talked about that, but in the end they set up a new Captain America.
Right.
Loki set up kind of the multiverse and probably the new big bad with Jonathan Major's character.
Yeah.
He might be the new big bad guy, like I forget, Architect or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Hawkeye set up a new Hawkeye. I don't know what this was about. I just don't get like
Yeah.
now you haven't seen the last episode, but it's not like they don't say like, yeah, and when you meet Doctor Strange,
Right.
they don't
Right,
say
right.
something like that.
Right.
Did you see the after credit scene?
I did, but I forget what it is.
So
Yeah.
I won't say what it is, but I mean like it sets up that there could be anher season.
Yes,
but
now
it
I remember.
doesn't set up like where this is going beyond just like this little world they
Right.
created. Like it's not like there's a cameo or anything.
That's all. I mean, that was my one thing. It's like you have 2 guys that are consistently in Oscar-nominated movies
Yeah.
in this, and then it's like, where are you going with it?
Right.
I wonder if it is really just that they wanted like content for the streaming platform.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, like,
So I feel like we have to talk about like maybe I should have finished it really, but so what? And you can just tell me the spoilers, but I feel like it's part of this discussion is like why. But so he is grappling with this like split personality thing. How does that, like, what's the point of all that? How does it end?
What was the last episode you saw? Do you remember?
He had the meeting with the god got put into the little statue.
Okay.
I think that was episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the other gods were mad at him, and he has to like save them. And
I think you have 2 more, and I
do?
think that they're like the more
Important.
important ones.
Yeah. But when it comes to like the split personality thing, I feel like
So does that resolve? Like, does he?
kind of I think it's in that case it's about accepting who's the better personality for the better situation basically. And he kind of grapples with that.
And you find out like why
Right.
he has.
Yes, there's a big reason like what caused it.
That's good.
So, but that doesn't really play into like anything beyond just like he's like accepting himself, and that's how he like
So I
kind
feel
of
like,
is able to be the best version of like Moon Knight
right,
in the
right.
finale.
Gotcha. Well, that's why I was gonna say, like, if there was a reason beyond just like him figuring it out, like that something in the cinematic universe caused this, or like he, you know what I mean? But like, sounds like it's just a
personal
little
thing.
self-contained story
Yeah.
with a lot of Egyptian influence,
Right, yeah.
which I
In
guess is cool. But
He's in like comics with other characters. I've seen like screenshots of like I think that he meets like Spider-Man and some and
I did see Kevin Feige, like Mr. Marvel, said that they do have a plan for like the next 10 years.
oh my gosh.
But like it's so different than the original concept where it was like that helped because it was just movies.
Yeah.
And it was like here's a cutscene where the general from the Incredible Hulk talks to Tony Stark, and it's like, oh, okay, I see what's happening here.
yeah,
And they built it up like that. This is just so much going on, and they're like, I don't know. It's just so much content that I'm a little nervous. It's gonna be like, okay, I'm checked out on this.
it sounds like they're kind of recasting a lot of the same, but doing like a transition to it, right? So new Hawkeye, new Captain America, new Thor, maybe. I mean, yeah, right.
Maybe, yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
And new Hulk, like.
Kind of a new Black Widow.
Oh, right, yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they're kind of like recreating like a new
Well, there
Avengers
is
Stage 2, like.
a thing called the New Avengers.
Yeah.
And is it more like these characters?
I don't know. I don't.
There's also something called the Young Avengers, but that wouldn't make sense for how they've cast people because I think that in some versions like Wanda has 2 children and they're in it, but they're literally like 10.
Yeah.
But also like the new Hawkeye is supposed to be in it, but Haley Steinfeld is like 25.
Right.
So like everyone's just kind of confused of like
Where their head.
because even in the Infinity Saga, everyone kind of like ran in the same circles.
Right.
So it made sense that like you'd always see like Black Widow
Right.
eventually in all these movies. It
Yeah.
just made sense for all these people to be there.
Right.
But with these, like they don't even connect of like when is the next time we're even going to see the new Hawkeye?
Right.
When
right,
would it
right.
make sense for her to be like helping Doctor Strange
Right.
fix the multiverse, and they've connected that to like Shang-Chi kind of, but we don't know how.
I forgot about Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
It's funny, yeah. They're getting like other other characters kind of involved. So if they do try to do like Avengers Assemble, it's gonna be like
Everyone's going to be like,
Endgame
who
again.
are you?
Yeah.
But like they won't know any of these people
Yeah.
because they never meet.
I've said this from the beginning. I feel like it's gonna be hard to like they hit all the main ones like in that first Infinity, like it's gonna be hard to do it again. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So I don't know. I did like back to Moon Knight. I did like his the suit when it would be like the English guy.
Yeah.
It was like a proper suit. It was funny.
I really liked too how before you know that there's two personalities, the way that they would show you something was going on is like Steven is the normal guy.
Yeah.
He would like suddenly like blink. Like he'd be like cornered by a bunch of guys and then like a
Yeah, that
second
was
later he'd be like in a truck like shooting at people
Or
and,
like surrounded by bodies on the ground.
yeah. So like he didn't know what happened and like you two were like, wait, what?
Yeah. That was cool. It was just like a slow reveal of like that whole thing. It was cool.
I don't want to say anything further.
What would you grade it, like out of 10, as far as Marvel things go?
I feel like 7.
7. What was WandaVision?
10.
Yeah. All right. There you go.
I feel like it goes for me, WandaVision, Hawkeye, Loki. I'm forgetting some of them. Moon Knight,
Falcon.
Falcon and the Winter. They're at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. There you go.
Yeah. I'd switch. I'd bump probably Loki to 1, and then WandaVision and Hawkeye. I was surprised at how much I liked Hawkeye.
I really liked it.
Maybe I'll have to watch.
There's
that one.
like, what I liked about it was it was just actors I liked. Like I didn't realize I liked Haley Steinfeld. Steinfeld.
Well, she was in Bumblebee, so I love.
Right, yeah,
she's
and
one of my favorites.
I mean, I missed the third Pitch Perfect, but I saw the second one where she was introduced. But I don't know if, I mean, she was just a kid the first time in True Grit, but after, like, I never saw much of her, so.
Did you see Edge of 17?
Oh, I did like that, yeah.
That was really good. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's what I expected her to be, is that, like, angsty teen, because that's what she is in Bumblebee and Edge of 17 and
Yeah.
Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I did like it.
Nice.
That one feels more like a Infinity Saga.
Yes, that one makes sense because she's just with Clint the whole time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They
And
reference like all the original movies more than anything else.
and his like wife Linda
Cardellini.
Cardellini's in it.
Mhm.
So
Oh, they also set something up with her. I forgot.
yeah,
Which, like, what the heck? Never even heard of that. And you finally saw all the Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I did. Which is crazy that it took so long because Spider-Man's probably my favorite superhero. Right?
I don't know. It's your favorite.
Yeah. No, I think.
I mean,
he
I
is.
agree.
Is it? You
I
agree?
feel like he's one of the best ones, yeah.
Yeah. I loved the video game, which was amazing. That was a winter thing for me.
Me too.
Yeah. And yeah, so I had seen Homecoming, the first one, pretty much when it came out, and then I hadn't seen the second one or the third one. And part of the reason I was watching is they're not like available. You have to rent them basically from like Apple TV or something, which is fine. But I did rent them both and really loved them. They were awesome. The Jake Gyllenhaal one was cool.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this a little bit because it wasn't like this like supernatural villain that like, you know, stirred up trouble, or even a like a lab thing gone wrong. Like so much of Spider-Man, Oscorp, and like the whole thing is just like inventions and chemicals gone wrong and creating these like monsters. But it was just like a tech guy, like a Tony Stark, but a villain version, and it was a cool premise. The whole little like projection bots that would like create this illusion that Spider-Man was fighting.
You know what I kind of
just a
forget
cool-
it's fresh in your mind. It was all a projection and all that, but like what happened when he moved out and the people looked around and nothing was destroyed? Right? Cuz like nothing got destroyed. It was all projections and messed with people's minds.
Right.
But the water did impact like the sidewalks, didn't it? Like
So-
when he's like the water monster. Remember?
I feel like that didn't though.
So the idea was that it was like completely. I don't know. This technology doesn't exist. Like you couldn't do this with a set of robots. So you kind of had to like take their word for it a little bit. But I think it was just like all special effects basically. Like if there was water on the sidewalk, it was like part of that illusion. You know what I mean? I don't.
That's
It
really
probably wasn't airtight. I don't remember.
I don't think that they really explained it.
Yeah, and it was all from like Spider-Man's experience.
Yeah.
So it's not like what were they were on like a class trip. Like I don't.
Yeah.
The news reported it as that, but then yeah, like after, like they left or whatever, or
Yeah, it must have just been like, what
gone
was?
back to normal. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. This.
I mean, you'd think somebody would be like, "Hey, remember that destruction that came through here yesterday? Like, there's no signs of it now. Isn't that weird?" Like, but it was all like Spider-Man had moved on by that point, I guess. I think the people that were there though, like, believed it was happening.
Yeah, because it must just
Yeah.
like be traumatizing.
But
I don't
then,
know.
like-
It's just like a whole.
But then after, yeah, like, where were they in like Spain or something?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. I forget. But wherever they were, it wasn't. There was like no aftermath there. Like I think they were like reporting on it and stuff, but it didn't like. I guess some of the destruction like would have shown up or would have not been there after. So yeah, that's a little strange.
But isn't like at one point like Ned is on a Ferris wheel, and it like got destroyed, and he had to save him or something?
I think the Ferris wheel was.
Maybe that was like a real, actual like.
Yeah,
Physical
the line
damage.
between illusion and reality is very blurred in this movie. I also liked when you like got inside of the illusion, and there was all like the bots like projecting, and he would like fight him and stuff. That was cool.
And the third one. Have we talked about that one in this at all?
no,
So-
because I don't think Cam
Yeah,
had
we were
seen
waiting
it.
for
Yeah.
this moment right here.
So spoiler alert, in case you.
So
Haven't
just
seen
the
No Way
second one
Home.
was cool. It had that like cool villain and Spider-Man and Zendaya fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Then the third one
Right. Kicks off right at the second that the second one
picks
ends.
right up. Yep. And they said that they revealed that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Mhm.
That's the other big thing.
Yes.
And so it picks up right there. And he's like, ruh-roh.
Yeah. It was so I think the key, and I mean I think this is pretty easy to say. The key was they got everyone to come back.
Mhm.
I understand the 3 Spider-Men, but having all the villains come back was huge.
Yeah.
They didn't have to like act like Doc Ock wasn't like that actor Alfred
Yeah.
Molina was like, yeah, I'm in. Jamie Foxx was like, I'll do it. Like you didn't have to
Lizard
like
guy.
the lizard guy. You didn't have to like pretend like one of them didn't happen.
Right.
They got everyone, and that was so clutch
That was cool.
because the scene where they're all in the basement, he was like, no, I was just about to. Oh, then I ended up here. Like when they realized they all died.
Right.
That was cool.
That was cool. Yeah, the timing. Yeah. Yeah. So, why does he go to Doctor Strange? Oh, because of his name.
He wants
He wants
people to
erase
forget.
his name from people's memories, and it goes crazy, and all of the villains get transported to this time.
It's like everyone who knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man ends up being pulled in.
Right.
So it got like reversed halfway through the spell.
Crazy spell.
Because he figured out it was geometry.
Yes. And super cool that the Spider-Mans, the 3 of them together, like that was pretty cool. And that Tobey Maguire was there, and he was like an old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen The Amazing Spider-Man with Garfield, but I just watched it, and also I've been on a Spider-Man kick.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool to like see him there and like get a little bit of background, and that he was fighting the doctor there with the lizard. What do they call him? Connors.
Connors, yeah.
I actually haven't seen the second one.
With Jamie Foxx. Oh,
Yeah.
any of the Garfield ones.
No, I saw the first Garfield one.
That's the Connors one.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, so I just guess I don't remember it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Jamie Foxx one. I gotta watch that.
That one
But-
is strange.
He's the electrode or whatever.
Yeah.
So the other thing that was cool is this.
That S must have
video
sounded
game.
good.
With the special- the video game was kind of like in line with this Far From Home.
No
Like
Way Home.
No Way Home. Like all the villains he was fighting, even the tower, and he had like the new suit at the end. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Like he did that in the movie. Like I don't know. There's just cool like different, like a lot of things at the same that from the video game.
Aunt May
Yeah.
crushed me.
Oof. That another thing. I mean, basic storytelling, but that like there's no hope part of a movie. So like something, the progression of story writing or whatever. There's always that point where it's like, this is like got to be hopeless, right? Like this is the rock bottom, and that movie hit it like a couple times and really good. Like you were like, there's no way, and he's like devastated, and then he comes back, sort of. Aunt May doesn't come back.
No, she gone.
Oof.
That was tough. Spoiler.
My favorite part of the whole movie is when Zendaya falls from the scaffolding and Andrew Garfield catches her because he wasn't able to catch Emma Stone in time.
Right, and I know that happens, but I haven't seen that, and that's okay.
Oh,
There's no
right.
spoiler.
No,
But-
same with me, but I knew it
I knew
happened.
that
And I
happened.
knew the significance of it.
But I now I want to watch the second one because like I want to see what that happens. But yes, he says that
It's
in the
rough.
movie, right? He's like, I wasn't able to save
Yeah.
my MJ or whatever.
And then when he catches MJ, she's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like crying. He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, a lot of bromance vibes between the three of them.
Yeah.
And it was also very funny that they definitely took it. It was like not a dig, but just like totally in on the joke when they kept calling Andrew Garfield Peter 3. He's like, yeah, Peter 3, okay. Because everyone's like, those are the worst ones.
Oh yeah. I also liked when they were talking about what's
The web shooters.
the web shooters for McGuire.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, that's kind of gross. Like, what is it made of? Like,
Yeah, that was good. It's funny because that's in on the joke again. That's like everyone's
Yeah.
like, why the other two shoot it? Like make them and yeah.
yeah.
And how he's like, Andrew Garfield is like, "I haven't fought anyone cool. You guys fight all the cool villains." Because everyone said too that his villains in his movies were horrible.
Oh yeah.
Like he didn't get anyone
Right,
interested.
right.
Yeah.
I liked the Connors one, the lizard. Oh, I thought that was a good movie.
I like
first one?
Andrew Garfield, so I'm just like yeah.
He did a good job in that too. Yeah.
When he came back it's just like happy to be here guys. That was great to me.
Yeah. I also like that they acknowledged like how Tom Holland's is like in the Avengers. Like his is so much more than
Yeah.
any of the other Spider-Man
right,
were.
right.
They're like, "Wait, like you've been in space? Like let's go back to that." Like,
yeah.
And then
Yeah, he's
the
like
Avengers,
number
yeah.
one.
Is that a band? They're just like clever little things and then it had Daredevil
Yeah.
oh,
as
right.
his lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now there's going to be that guy's coming back to a Disney Plus show
Yeah.
as
Yeah. So, what did you guys think of the end? When he's
drives
like,
me nuts.
he's just Spider-Man and nobody knows him.
I
Uh,
like, would have been okay with it, but he promised MJ and Ned that he would tell them,
And he walks into
and
the diner and
he
does.
didn't. And it's just because she had a small cut in her forehead. He's like, "Oh, she's better off without me." It's like, shut up, man. I hate this trope in movies.
Yeah. Better off without me. Yeah.
I kind of liked it because that seems like something they planned. So it seems like there's a plan to definitely make another movie, but just like investigate that more.
Right. Well, I
Yeah.
thought it was super cool that you have this whole story, right, about whatever, like him being an Avenger and like which part of that is still going to be there because people know Spider-Man exists, but to go through a whole story and then just end up right where you like right at the beginning again where he's just like this nobody who is a Spider-Man. People know Spider-Man exists, but there's like it's all like a completely blank, clean slate to start like another whatever Spider-Man, another 3 movies or more. I don't know.
I feel
It's
like
just cool that they like went full circle back to like he's just a kid.
Yeah.
Who's Spider-Man?
But I feel like it's hard. Like, isn't there a whole? The question is still there of like, is Sony gonna let him be in more MCU movies?
I thought that reached like an agreement.
There's an agreement I had heard after I watched this and was like able to listen to podcasts spoiler free, or with spoilers, that there's a deal that Sony has to make a Spider-Man movie every like 2 years or 3 years to never lose it. So they're going to keep making them. So I think right now he has to be Spider-Man. He is Spider-Man. So I just don't see how I don't see how Marvel would ever say like, yeah, you can't we're fine not having him in the MCU.
Yeah. And the after credit scene was Venom's. That a little piece of Venom gets left behind.
Yeah.
So there's probably going to be a Spider-Man Venom thing.
Right.
Forgot about that.
And he talked about going to New York, right? While he was drinking.
Yeah, because he wanted to meet Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there's like a couple of like holes in that whole like nobody knows who Spider-Man is thing, but like one, like how's he gonna maintain his suit without Stark behind him?
Tony Stark's dead, bro.
No, but like Stark, like
Oh, yeah.
Stark Industries, and then like I forgot the other point I was gonna make, but yeah, there's just like there's kind of like some questions unanswered with like how it's gonna work that nobody knows him, and he kind of needs like some people to know him to like continue being Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
I wonder, I'm sure we could look it up, like announced or planned movies going forward. Because after Thor, I don't know what's next. And then,
Ant-Man.
oh, okay. And
And
then,
the Marvels.
Oh yeah. Wait, one more thought on that. The do you remember when they're doing the original spell with Doctor Strange, and he's like, just like throw in like MJ and this person and this person, so like it's possible to like do a spell but exclude like someone. I was really hoping that when he did that final spell, he was gonna exclude Happy,
oh, yeah.
because Happy just lost like
Everybody.
May and everybody, and I was like, just let Peter have Happy. That connects him to the Avengers. That like keeps everything like it does both, right? It keeps that like he's in the Avengers piece, and it is a clean slate for Spider-Man moving forward. But they didn't do that, so that was sad for me.
And couldn't.
Because they even set it up that it was possible to exclude someone. So I was like, do that real quick. Like, just throw Happy in there. Doctor Strange could have thrown Happy in there without even telling Peter, you know?
Well, maybe that's what he did. Maybe someone knows.
Maybe.
Maybe there's
Maybe they'll do like a flashback to him doing it and then be like, I'm going to leave Happy out.
also Sarah's seen the Doctor Strange
Maybe
movie,
I should
so
write a letter.
yeah, write a letter to dear Marvel guys.
Marvel guys. Consider changing the spell from the end of No Way Home.
Couldn't. I guess this is probably like they don't want you to like think about this, but I feel like Peter could just go to Doctor Strange and be like, hey, I'm Spider-Man. I can prove it to you. You've seen weirder things. You'll probably believe
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Can you Can you make it so certain people remember who I am?
Right. He could probably also like show Happy like the suit and be
Yeah.
like, does this not look
Yeah.
like Stark Industries or what? Like, this is what
Yeah.
happened. And I feel like based on the Avengers, like the world, the cinematic universe, they'd be like, oh yeah,
Like
makes
that's not the
sense.
weirdest thing.
Right. Like, oh, welcome back. I believe you. Also, sick suit.
Yeah, I could say something from.
I guess that was the
Doctor
other
Strange.
thing is it was like how do other Avengers who know Spider-Man like how does that work with them? They're just like, oh, we don't know who's under that mask. Like,
Yeah, no, they just don't know. They like erase from the whole fight with Thanos. It's just he gone.
So then that's not like Peter could just like go to them and be like, "Yo, I'm Peter Parker," and like,
No, he'd have to like introduce himself into it again, kind of like Ant-Man.
yeah, I guess so.
He'd have to just start swinging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know Spider-Man, right? You didn't forget Spider-Man, so like, it's me.
But then also the spell, I've seen a lot of people say like Doctor Strange's spell says everyone, I think like everyone in the world will forget who Peter Parker is.
Also,
And
like
people were like, well,
Guardian.
Guardians of the Galaxy aren't on that world.
Oh yeah.
So like some people might.
I bet that's the way they keep them involved is like the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor,
Yeah,
they Captain Marvel. They all are not
that's true.
in the
See,
world.
there's holes in it. We can. Yeah. But overall, great trilogy.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I think probably definitely the best of the other Spider-Mans.
Yeah. I think so too. I will say No Way Home made it hard going into Doctor Strange, the newest one, because a lot of people left being like, I expected something really exciting. And everyone was like, no, what you mean by that is that there was a lot of really like nostalgic cameos in No Way Home
Yeah.
that like you can never really top, and it made sense for that movie, but it
Right.
wouldn't make sense to like always have that in every
Yeah,
movie. It would feel
Right.
cheesy.
Right.
So like people were like, that's what you're upset about, is now it's kind of just like a normal movie again.
Right.
Right, now they have to keep going. Like,
Yeah, like they
Yeah.
can't just keep being like,
But-
remember this guy?
Yeah.
well, that's the other thing.
Just
Is like
complete chaos.
there's old editions of Spider-Man. There's no like old Iron Man.
No.
There's one old Hulk from the 70s. You're not going to bring him in. He's like 70.
Right.
Like,
And it does have like, there's like a lot of cool stuff in Doctor Strange. It's just like different. So
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people now are just stuck in the
Right,
No
right,
Way
right.
Home craze.
Yeah. So there's Doctor Strange, which is out.
Yeah.
There's Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yeah, have
coming
that
out.
trailer for looking ahead.
Oh. And then is there like a She-Hulk movie?
She-Hulk
Oh, yeah.
show.
Show.
In August.
And what is there any other?
Well, Ant-Man, I guess.
Ant-Man, I think, comes out like early next year.
Okay.
And then the new Captain Marvel. Oh, you know what else comes out in June is Miss Marvel. But I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a little more like young adult
Right.
centered,
Yeah.
but looks cute.
That's right up
Yeah.
Cam's alley.
Yeah. I think she's going
I
to
like
be
it
in
all.
the next Captain Marvel movie, so
Oh, cool.
she's probably important to watch eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is I'm just going to keep watching the stuff as it comes out.
Yeah.
I guess I just hope it's not doesn't have the feeling of like Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I feel like that to me was just like I don't get it. Exciting, entertaining, but I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that like there's like a whole group now that's like the multiverse like saga,
Mhm.
and that's like even kind of Ant-Man is in that because like the whole quantum realm thing, and then like Wanda, Doctor Strange, like that whole group, and then there's just kind of like the normal like OG ones that are still just like I can't do much, but I can use a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Like, so we can just roll right into the Thor trailer.
Let's do
Since
it.
we're right on
I
topic.
know, I haven't seen it.
Kids, get your popcorn now. Let me tell you the story of the space Viking, Thor Odinson. He was no ordinary man. He was a god. After saving planet Earth for the 500th time, Thor set off on a new journey. Well, he got in shape. He went from dad bod to god bod. And after all that, he reclaimed his title as the one and only Thor. Oh, spoke too soon.
Jane? The old ex-girlfriend.
What's it been like? 3, 4 years?
8 years, 7 months, and 6 days, give or take.
Am I sensing feelings?
Well, you're right.
the only ones who gods care about is themselves.
So this is my vow.
All gods will die.
I just want to say that was very, very impressive what you did back there.
He's just my first bad guy.
You never forget your first.
You are not like the other gods of kill.
Because I have something worth fighting for.
Let's see who you are. I take off your disguise. And flick. Oh,
You flicked too hard, damn it!
Should we help him?
And eventually, grape.
I like this like 80s punk style,
Yeah.
electricity and like
Keeping the Ragnarok
yeah,
vibe.
right. That trailer reminded me that like so much of the like all of these Marvel movies have like it doesn't distract from it, but it has this like comedy, like there's like a little bit of like cheesy comedy in some of these,
Yeah.
and it's like just enough to kind of keep it lighthearted, and it's not distracting. It doesn't like make it bad, but there is like they try to like write jokes and stuff in, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
It makes it unique.
I think that Taika Waititi aspect of it is like so big.
Yeah, but I feel like they've done that with Iron Man and like all the way up. They've
Oh,
kinda,
yeah.
like had like kind of like witty banter, like kind of I don't know. Maybe it's to like make them more lovable and like or likable, but I don't know. It works. I like it.
I think especially with Thor, because his first two movies were like the most serious, and like a lot of people just didn't work for a lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah,
because
yeah.
it was like kind of stale,
Right,
and now they're just like leaning so far the opposite way.
right. Like Dad Bod turned
Yeah.
Yeah.
like God again. Like it's like okay.
Well, Chris Hemsworth is hysterical. I think he's wicked funny, and I think they were misused him in the first two Thors as just like a god that didn't know anything and just
Yeah,
fought.
Just a big brute. Yeah,
And then he started getting funnier and funnier as they went on.
yeah. It's just funny that it's like it's a superhero action movie. Like, not that I can remember, but I don't feel like DC has any of that. DC is
No.
like dark and serious. and,
Yeah.
Like The Dark Knight never had like a. Oh, that was like a silly, goofy thing to
Yeah.
say. You know what I mean? Like you maybe laugh at like when he's like, then you're gonna love me or whatever. You know what I mean? Like these like hero lines, but
Yeah.
they're not like they're serious in the movie.
Yeah,
but
they're
funny.
cheesy like action lines,
Yeah.
not a funny dad joke.
Right, right. And I feel like all the Marvel ones kind of have that like lighthearted, like humor to it, which I don't know, it's cool. I like it. Makes it unique.
I said to you, I wonder if maybe this one will even connect the multiverse because, like, how is Jane Thor?
Yeah.
Is that this Jane or is it a different Jane who in a different universe
right?
was
Yeah,
chosen?
that trailer picked up like she was just there. She
She's just
stole the
there.
hammer. So
Mm.
we need some answers on that.
She actually got that muscular in real life. Like,
Yeah,
it's
she's
not-
pretty
ripped.
jacked.
She's ripped.
Yeah. Was she always though?
No,
Like her
She
arms are
probably
huge
for this
now.
role she
Yeah.
put on a little muscle.
and then you know what they say, Christian Bale.
You can do anything.
No, you're the hero long enough. You live long enough to be the hero. You turn into the villain, whatever he says, whatever
Yeah,
that
he
quote is.
Jumps universes and turns into a villain.
I looked up his character. Have you like ever heard of like that villain? It's like kind of cool actually. Cuz he's called like Gore the God Butcher. And he's supposed to be from this world in the comics at least. He's from a world that's like super like religious and believes in all the gods. But like everyone in his world is dying of like starvation. But everyone's just like you have to keep praying to the gods and they'll like help you. And he does, but his whole family dies anyways. And then he's like, okay, so like the gods or no, then he like meets a god later and the god asks him for help and he's like, why would I help you? You never help me. And so he kills the god. and is like, gods did exist. I thought they didn't because no one helped me, but they do. They just care about themselves.
Right, which he
So then
says in this.
Yeah,
Oh,
so then
gods
he
only care
sets
about
out
themselves.
to kill all the gods. But he has like, he's like one of those villains with like a, you can kind of like sympathize.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know how likable they're gonna make him, but
It's always better when you can like get behind it.
like he has a motive,
Yeah.
kind of. You can see where he's coming from.
Right. I feel like it just like makes it make sense.
Yeah.
Whereas like if it's just a villain, you're just like, well, what's this guy's deal? What's
Yeah.
why is he all bent out of shape? Or you just want to take over the world just cause.
Yeah.
Whereas like if they have a little backstory, you're like, oh, like I don't want you to win, but I like that you're trying.
Like Killmonger from Black Panther.
Yes.
You like can get where he's coming from.
Yeah. It's like,
Makes
you
sense.
should be upset, but
Yeah.
this isn't the right way to approach it. But
Yeah.
and you're gonna be stopped, but I get it.
So yeah, I'm excited to see the Guardians again.
Yeah.
It's been like years.
Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah, the last time we saw Thor was when he took off with the Guardians, right?
The
Yeah.
Asgardians of the
An
galaxy.
Endgame.
Right? And they were like, we all
Wow.
know who the captain of the ship is. I'm the
Oh,
captain.
and, yeah.
Right. You're the captain.
And Valkyrie is the king of Asgard now.
Yes.
A lot going on.
Yeah. Looks good.
I'm
So that's
excited.
July 8th.
Sweet.
Birthday.
Yeah. maybe I'll go
Birthday
see it.
trip.
Sounds fun.
I mean, it's content. We could probably, leave work
Yeah.
in the middle of a work day.
That's right. Make it like a GVK situation.
Yeah.
If you vlogged the whole thing, it counts as work.
Yeah.
If you're filming,
But then you get arrested.
Sure. Yeah. Bootlegging. Not advised.
keep the camera on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, your reaction.
Cam. I feel like it would actually be pretty entertaining to film you
Him,
during the
yeah,
whole
it'd be
thing.
if you could line it up and then the people could see the stuff he laughs at. They'd be like, this guy.
And all that popcorn consumption.
Yeah.
When we watched
He's still having the popcorn? How big is that popcorn?
when we
We're
watched
like
the,
halfway through the movie.
when you watched the GVK clips for that episode, you were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
like respond."
That's actually how he watches a movie. It's funny.
Yeah. I mean, just wait till this new Transformers comes out. You thought I hyped out GVK.
New one.
Oh, yeah. Fill it up again.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah, no, that's on I think that's like 2023, but
Oh.
I got a beat on it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think it's just like June 13th, 2023. Yeah, I don't know.
No big deal.
Yeah, there's a couple of main actors that
Is it Mark Wahlberg?
I don't know.
Oh.
They haven't.
No
I
information.
do
Oh,
need to
okay.
look it up.
I
more.
thought he was going to explode when Mark Wahlberg took over as the lead of a Transformers movie.
Yeah.
If this turns out to be The Rock, just don't
Oh,
go near
man.
him.
And I feel like there's a good chance it could be The Rock.
Oh,
Listen,
wow.
Dwayne, in this scene, we're going to have you wearing a tight beige shirt. Okay? You're going to be sweaty. Okay, I
What
got.
if they had Marky Mark and Dwayne, like a multiverse thing.
And then Shia LaBeouf comes in.
Oh!
Megan Fox.
Yeah. That'd be wild. Hey, it worked for Spider-Man.
Yeah, because Transformers has been so planned out.
As long as Optimus is in it, I'll be happy. So, but more of that on the next looking ahead.
Yeah. All right, I can only assume next week we will probably talk at least about the first episode of Stranger Things.
Yes.
That's
Still my
tomorrow.
heart.
And I don't know how Sarah's upright right now because Obi-Wan came out yesterday, or is it today?
I thought it was tomorrow.
Is it I thought it was Thursday or Wednesday.
Is it tonight?
I don't know. But we're going to have to do a check-in on Sarah by Sunday.
Yeah.
Sarah, have you left your couch?
I plan
It's a
to
be-
be done with everything.
It's it's a beautiful weekend. It's a beautiful long weekend. Go get some air, drink some water.
I think Saturday's gonna rain.
So,
Oh, well, there you go.
problem solved.
But each episode is over an hour long of Stranger Things. I think
Oh,
they said
yeah.
it's around 10 hours.
That's going to slow you down. She's going to wake up earlier on Saturday than she does for work.
I will.
After staying up till 2. It's like, hey, I got to get back to it.
Oh my god.
Stranger Things in in Obi-Wan.
This is the weekend I've been training for years.
I've been training for.
So yeah, next week we're talking about
Tune in.
Stranger
Tune
Things.
in.
It's gonna be crazy.
We're gonna clear out. Cam and I will set some picks. Sarah will just be ISO. There's gonna be a solo pod. We'll just be off to the side eating popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that picture of Charlie Day when he
Yeah,
has
with
stuff on the wall.
the Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah. So yeah, tune in.
Sounds good.
We'll see you then.